Yo, gang, geez, in this video, I'm gonna be fixing the PS5 tier list that the PC players made after I dropped my last video. They decided to rank all of the current and previous PS5 players based off of individual skill, which is what they said. It was individual skill. This tier list is extremely horrible because it's biased based off of people that be in their streams and their Twitch chats, their Discord chats, and giving them all the attention that they want and meat rotting them. So they ranked those players higher than everyone else. Also, there's a lot of players on here that they have never seen before. They said it like, oh, we've never seen them, or they haven't seen them enough, or they just don't know them. So it's not fair for them to rank players that they've never seen before. Coming from me, I am an OG player. I played since day 0, and I've won 2 trios tournaments, and I dropped the most kills out of everybody in there. I was top 5, top 10 in KD and win percentage in trios whenever I actually played the game. So I'm not like a random bum that's just making this because I feel like it. And I've seen every single player on this list enough times to give my valid and honest opinion. I'm going to be completely unbiased, and I'm going to try not to piss anyone off, but I know that that's damn near impossible. Starting with S tier, we got Rip X, which is obvious S tier. No one's gonna disagree with this. Rip X is one of the best brutes ever on console. It looked like he wasn't even on a controller. It looked like he was playing on a mouse and keyboard. And he's one of the few players that I would die to and I'd watch him play the rest of the game. I almost never really did that because most players just weren't good enough. And he was just insane to watch, and yeah, obvious S tier, that's easy. Ripsy, same thing as Rip X, brute vandal main, insane, looked like he was on a mouse and keyboard. Both of them really didn't look like they was using a controller. It's kind of crazy how they were so good so fast. But then, yeah, those two are just obvious. Yaneru, same exact thing, obvious S tier. And in my opinion, the best Bloodhunt player to ever touch the console because he played Muse, and Muse isn't as safe as like Siren or Saboteur or Brood or something. Like, you actually have to have game sense and good skill to play Muse, especially the way he did. I used to watch his streams and I would queue up against him all the time and just die over and over and over until I got better and better. And eventually I was able to kill him. And then when I did kill him, I didn't go run around and tell the whole world and get super excited. I just told me in my mind that, hey, I'm actually learning something from dying to him over and over. Like, every time I'm fighting him, I'm doing something different. I'm getting better and I'm changing what I'm doing so the next time I don't make that same mistake. Yaneru, insane to play against. He had people in his stream talking about, oh, let me know when you get off, because since you're on, I don't want to play right now. Obvious S tier. Now, Hydra Joshua, this one really hurts my soul because that's bro. We go way back, man. And I don't disagree that he's an S tier. He is an S tier player. He is S tier player. He hit Obsidian. He's an OG. He was in the OG copy solo scrims with me. He is an S tier player, but the only reason I can't put him S tier is because I don't believe I'm an S tier player. I think I'm an A tier player. And me and Hydra used to trade kills. We would go back and forth killing each other. I'd have a good game, he'd have a good game, and like, the respect is there, and we know that we're both good at the game. But it hurts me because I literally cannot put him S, because the other players in S tier, I could just never kill. But Hydra, I was able to kill, and since I don't believe I am an S tier player, I have to drop Hydra down to A tier. But if I did a bunch of mini tiers in between, Hydra would be A++. Next, we got Jigsaw. Yes, obvious S tier. He was just a menace in the field. I don't really know why he was so good and so hard to kill. He was really fun to play against because he was humble. He didn't have a huge ego like every single other Bloodhunt player does. And all of these S tier players played before aim assist, so that's what's going to make them S tier. If you were good before aim assist, then that makes you good at the game. So Jigsaw, S tier. Walkie. Me and Walkie go way back to the old OG copy solo scrims, and I can see why they would put him S tier. I see why they did that, because Walkie was good at the game before anyone else was on PlayStation. Like, he was one of the few people that were really good before everyone else, and that the respect is there. I know that he's a good player, and he still is. But the thing was, I was able to kill Waki. Same thing as Hydra. Like, I was keeping up with Waki. I would have good games with him. He'd have good games with me. So if I'm talking S tier, all these other players that I could never keep up with, I can't put Waki with them because Waki was definitely killable. And nowadays things have kind of changed because he's playing with certain players that don't make him look that good. But if this is just individual skill, I have to drop Waki down to A tier because if I was able to kill him enough times, you can't be an S tier player. A tier. Tio Joshi, my opinion, the best Vandal ever on PlayStation. His Vandal was literally untouchable. Like, I don't really know what it was about Tio Joshi. It didn't matter what I was playing. I could play Enforcer, I could play Siren, I could play Brute, I could play fucking Prowler. It didn't matter. Tio Joshi would find some random way to win. He'd get that last bullet, he'd get that last wall bounce, and it's always like, what? I didn't miss a single shot. How did you beat me? I don't know. Tio Joshi is obvious S tier, best Vandal on PlayStation ever. And then we go to A tier, starting with SwiftX. They don't know who SwiftX is, and they said it. It's clear they don't know who he is. SwiftX is S tier, and let me tell you why. He played Enforcer. Yeah, he abused Enforcer, but it was just stupid how he would just win every single fight. Enforcer was busted back then, but SwiftX was cracked out. He hit Obsidian too, just like I'm pretty sure everyone in S tier hit Obsidian. SwiftX, he hit Obsidian. Yeah, definite S tier. They didn't know who he was. They did try to say that apparently he was cheating, allegedly cheating. I don't know that. If he was cheating, then Ripsy and RipX might have been cheating too. But assuming no one's cheating, individual skill, these players at their peak, SwiftX is S tier. And if you've seen SwiftX before, you would agree he is an S tier player. Then we got Jiangxi Doll. Yep, she deserves A tier. She's very good. I think she could play anything. I remember fighting her and how badly we hated each other. We would just trade kills over and over, just kill each other. I would kill her, she kills me, and just Diab spam the fuck out of each other. And then we eventually ended up playing trios together. The respect is there. She's good at the game. She knows I'm good at the game. A tier. Zuko's good. He deserves A tier too. He's an OG. He got the samurai mask. Day one player. Deserves A tier. Blue Ghost, unfortunately, I have to drop down. I cannot put Blue Ghost on the same level as these other A tier players. He is really good. He's an Enforcer man, but I just cannot compare him to everyone else in A tier. I have to drop Blue Ghost down to B. Lumify deserves A tier regardless of what you want to say today. At his peak, he is an A tier player. And when I first met Lumify, he put me on to making videos. That's how I learned how to make videos and learn how to edit. It was real bootleg, but that's how he taught me how to do that. And Lumify is a good player, man. A tier. Then we got Spiral. Fucking Spiral, man. I fucking hated Spiral, bro. That teaming ass, man. He always was fucking teaming in solos. I don't get why he was always running around with someone else or another person. I hated Spiral so much, but we both knew that we were both good at the game, and the respect is there because you're good at the game. We played before aim assist, you know, we beef on the game, but it is what it is, you know. I know he's obviously good. So the teaming aside, he's an A tier player, assuming he's not fucking teaming. And Wiles, I miss playing Wiles. Wiles was fun to play against, man, because he was really good, and he would queue up again, and he would just fight you again. No animosity, no ego. Wiles deserves A tier. He was a cool guy. Definitely A tier. And then, okay, this is when the tier list starts to fall apart. And this is where I start to notice the meat riding. Reek SPD in A tier is actual criminal. Like, this is a crime. There is no way in hell I'm putting Reek in A tier. He's cool. I've talked to him. He is cool, but he's not A tier. I have to drop Reek down to B tier. And then we got fucking Toilet Seed A tier. Like, are you serious? They really ranked SwiftX, Spiral, and Wiles on the same rank as Toilet Seed. This is why I know this is biased, bro. He be up in their chats, being buddy with them, and that's whatever. But Toilet Seat is not an A tier player. Toilet Seat, I have to be honest, he's going in C tier. This is our first C tier player. He is not A tier at all. And then we got Mr. Melee. I understand why they put Melee in A tier, because he is very, very smart at trios. One thing he gonna do right is play position very good, play the Storm very good, camp the best fucking building, the best rock, whatever the fuck it is. He gonna find that spot and he gonna play the fuck out of it. And he's gonna catch you out of position. And if you get too close, you will get two swiped because you know he has that maxed out choleric buff. But just because that, like, this is individual skill. This is not trio's knowledge. This is individual skill. He is not a shitty player, but individual skill aside, and you're not going to melee a good person because I'm going to wall bounce over that shit. You're not meleeing me. I have to drop melee down to B. No hate, but that playstyle doesn't work the same way that it used to against a good player. So I'm dropping melee down to B tier. True Rituals, he deserves A tier. He's a scholar, man. He is pretty much the best scholar player on console. I mean, mad respect to him for that because, you know, Scholar is not an easy character. And for him to be running around moving crazy like that, that deserves A tier because Scholar is just bad. Then KO is an A tier. I agree. He is an A tier player. I don't really know where the whole notion that he's the best console player. That's not true at all. Maybe one of the best currently, best ever, the fuck no. But best currently, he's up there. But, you know, you're competing with me as well. And I am just better. But I'm trying not to be a dickhead, but I am better. It's already been proven the stats do not lie. So I don't see how they put me B tier and him A. That's really just a meat riding tier list. And yeah, you know, he supports their streams. That's why he's A tier. But realistically, he is an A tier player. But if he's A tier, so am I. All right, now we're on to B tier. I'm going to try not to make this video 2 hours long. Disengage, he's deserving of B tier. Then we got me. I am definitely A tier. You cannot put me on the same tier as everyone else that's going to stay in B tier. And then if you look at everyone in A tier, I do compete with them. I compete with not SwiftX. SwiftX is S tier, but I've competed with Jiangxi Doll, compete with Zuko, Blue Ghost, Lumify, Spiral, Wiles, Reek, and Toilet Seed Melee don't deserve to be in A tier. True Rituals and KO. I mean, if they're in A tier, so am I. So I am obviously A tier. Then Rosent can stay in B. Copy Solo. Copy Solo is a GOAT. He's a founding father for the PlayStation community. Regardless if you like him or hate him, he did put on a lot for the PlayStation players. For him starting that group chat way back when and had all of us in there, he had what? It was me, Hydra, Waki, Tio, obviously Copy Solo, Wiles, Spiral, Patch, Toilet Seat, Pollution, and I think Silent Striker was around at that time too. But he does deserve B tier. But, you know, hey, he put on a lot for PlayStation players, so big respect right there. Kesot, B tier. Dyslexia, B tier. Fallen G's, they don't know who Fallen G's is, even though they should, because EGL, he's a big EGL member right there, boy. We already have seen Fallen G's firsthand with our own 2 eyes kill the best of the best players. He done killed Jabori, Jay, Keys. He killed them all in solos by himself. And they want to act like they don't know who he is because he's shitted on them enough times. Fallen G's is an A tier player. And like, bro, could you imagine if Fallen G's played more? I don't even want to meet Ryan, but he could possibly be S tier. Like, Fallen G's is a young GOAT. Fallen G's A tier. Rich Star 1K. They said they didn't know who he was. I brought them up to him. They didn't know who he was. So, I mean, they didn't know who he was, so they put him in B tier. That's why I'm fixing the list. Rich Star 1K, he hit Obsidian. He was a Muse main, but he can play anyone else. Rich Star was stupid. I actually kind of hated fighting him because it's just he would chase you down to the end of the earth, bro. So you were going to fight him or you were going to die. Rich Star 1K is easily an A tier player. And yeah, I remember his like Wi-Fi stopped working and then he quit for a long time and he never came back. Doesn't matter. He's an A tier player. YNG Sosa, he's C tier. Gotta drop him down. HTK Yada, he was around during the OG Scrims days. I forgot, but B tier. Then Mirage, B tier. Rob Unstoppable could honestly move up to A tier. I would not argue with anyone that said he deserves A tier. But I think he's comfortable in B. But Rob has done some things that you could put him in A tier. Orca, he deserves A tier. I've seen it with my own eyes, bro. I'm not biased at all. I've seen it with my own eyes. He's killed a lot of people. Doesn't mean that you're good at the game because you kill people. But if you can compete like that every single game, you deserve A tier. I'll keep him in B. Let's Get Faded can stay in B. Wavy can stay in B. I'm not even trolling. DTN, I got my trolling out last video, so I am being completely fucking honest right now. I have to drop DTN down to C tier, bro. And the reason why is because I don't think I've ever seen him fight like straight up honest fair 1v1s, bro. Like, it's always a third party, it's always a hand of glory, and it's always enforcer, and it's always like a 9-barrel or some shit like sneaking up on you, and like, okay, you're getting the kill, bro, but it's hard to gauge how good you are because you're always using the things that are just really busted. So I cannot put him in B tier. I gotta drop DTN down to C tier. And CTX, I gotta drop him down to C tier. Basically same thing as DTN. Low can stay B, Char can stay B. And then we got NDF Irrelevant. Yeah, this, bro, he teams every time that I have seen him. He's always teaming. I don't fuck with that at all. And it's not like the difference between him and Spiral. Well, I've seen Spiral fight ones and Spiral is actually good. NDF isn't even really that good. He's just always teaming. So NDF Irrelevant is going to be our first straight ass. Because that teaming shit is dead, bro. You're straight ass for that. Jared Murad, they don't know who he is, so they put him in B tier. If you notice, anyone they really don't know, they put in B tier and they just jumble a bunch of random players in B tier because you don't know about them. Jared Murad is C tier, but anyways. And then on to C tier. Jinzu can stay C. Nino, I would honestly move up to B. And because he has done a lot of things that I've seen with my own eyes that deserves B tier. I don't think they've seen him enough, but I did just see him kill Jabori 2-3 times in the same game. Like I already said, doesn't mean just because you kill someone good doesn't automatically make you good. But if you can do it, that means you have that potential. And we played on the trios tournament together, and he didn't have to drop 30 kills with me, but he did everything that he needed to do to make sure that we got second place. Some of those games where I died and demons would die, Nino made sure that he lived. He got a couple kills at the end. He secured the dub, and that's important. That's a good player, so he's B tier. Kush stays C. Patch can stay C. Pollutions is really not as bad as they try to joke and act like he is. I think Pollutions deserves B tier. He was probably the biggest streamer on PlayStation, like when he was streaming. Maybe him or Lumify, but Pollutions was pretty huge. He was always putting on for PlayStation players, and he's one of the OG solo scrims with Copy Solo. Them two together, Pollutions, Copy Solo, and Patch, like they put on a lot for the PlayStation community. And I don't really know if we would have what we have today to where PC players kind of have to respect us now if it wasn't for those three and everyone else that was a part of that group chat, including myself. So Pollutions, respect, he goes in B tier. Fatalities can stay C. Awareness, C. Then fucking Neymar. Oh God, I absolutely hated Neymar because the only thing Neymar would do is sneak up on you in the third party and siren flash you. Oh God. And he was actually pretty good at landing that siren flash, and that pissed me off more than anything. But Neymar does not deserve to be in C tier. He deserves to be in straight ass because I can never respect you for the way that you play, bro. That does not show skill. That shows straight ass to me. You're always flashing, you're always third partying. And then I did see him pretty recently. He played with Mr. Melee and trios, and he was just getting mopped around. So yeah, straight ass, bro. Fuck that siren shit. Dangerous, that's a real EGO. Remember right there. Dangerous, no glaze. He deserves B tier, and he's gotten way better, especially since this tier list. He locked the fuck in. Dangerous deserves B tier, and if you've seen him today, he's way better than he was back then. Dane stays C. Sensei Push can stay C. Fucking eat semen. That's how you know they kind of pick and choose who they like and who they don't like. Eat Demons is an A tier player. He is, as far as I've seen, the best Prowler on PlayStation. And that Prowler is just irreplaceable in trios. Like, I feel like I always want him to play Prowler for me because Prowler is just so useful. I've seen him 1v3 shit. I've seen him kill a lot of people. And yeah, Demons deserves A tier. Silent Striker, damn, that's really unfortunate. I'll keep him in C. I won't do him like Neymar because at least like Silent Striker has some gun skill. Neymar, by the way, God. Unready Player 0, he deserves C. Exodia, C. And then the straight ass tier, Obsidian Angel. This just shows how mad they are. Obsidian Angel has killed all of them. Obsidian Angel, I've seen kill Jabori, Diab spam him. Kill Jay more than Jabori, Diab spam him. Serial, Diab spam him. They hate Obsidian Angel because he kills them all the time and he always Diab spam them. And he does not give a fuck about their respect. He doesn't give a fuck about how they feel. He doesn't care at all. He would Diab spam anyone at any time of the day. And yeah, maybe it is a stream snipe, but I mean, that's your fault for dying. I would actually put Obsidian Angel... Depending on who he's fighting against, I would probably put Obsidian Angel in S tier. But this isn't a troll video. I put him in B tier because that's just a comfortable position. Then Trey Sticks stays in straight ass. I'm not even mad anymore, but it's just really insane to me that he started playing the game like 2 months ago and he just gets a free fucking mask for begging for it. I'm not even going to get onto that again, but yeah, stay in straight ass. Then Twitch Meals. She's a PC player. I don't know why she's even on this list. They were just joking around and trolling and shit. This proves that this list is a very unserious list. So just skip. Keys, still trolling, because if you really put Keys on here, Keys would be on S tier. So still trolling, skip. Accurate and Center, teaming, and I already put them in the last video, so y'all already know they can stay in straight ass. J-Rock is pretty much just an idiot, so he can stay in straight ass too. And that completes the whole tier list. Here it is again. I'm gonna pop that on the screen. This is the perfect tier list. Some people are gonna get mad, some people might not get mad. This isn't in order from left to right at all. I'm not doing it from A1 to A5. No, like this is the final list, and this is just perfect. This is the perfect list coming from someone that has seen everyone on here. And I feel like it was up to me to be the one to fix this tier list and make it correct, because PC players, they don't see as many PS5 players as they do PC players. So, you know, same thing for me. I couldn't really make a PC tier list because I haven't seen them enough as much as I've seen PS5 players. And I'm one of the few OGs that has seen everyone on here. There's probably like 2 or 3 other players that could really make this list. So I feel like I really had to do this, and I'm glad I did. If you love the tier list, leave a like. Let me know you enjoyed it. If you hate it, leave a long paragraph and tell me why you hate where you are. But it's really non-negotiable because this list is just perfect. You really can't change that at all. And yeah, I'll see y'all.